What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping in. Today, I have an exciting one for you. We have episode 30 of Gear and Gadgets, and that means we got a lot of cool stuff to dig into. We're going to start this one off with a new folding knife into the channel from vosteed. This is called the Corgi Pup. And if you're here because you like knives, EDC, and gear, you're in the right spot. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. That helps push the video to more people. And feel free to let us know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. If you've never gotten a vosteed before, it comes in a very nice package. You get stickers, microfiber cloths, comes in a nice little box. You get a zippered pouch, and you get a removable RE. So they really hook you up, and then they send you a quality product. Now, this is going to be on the smaller side, dedicated more for a fifth pocket knife or at, definitely a secondary knife, something I would consider a fifth pocket knife. I know some people would say this is too large for that. Don't quite get that, but, it is what it is. Either way, I'll have this link down below because it is in stock, which it can be hard to find a vosteed knife in stock at times. But the Corgi Pup here and the Corgi is in stock. And I'll have this link down below along with everything else you're going to see in the video. Now, don't mistake its size for lesser materials or lesser build quality. We're going to be getting very good materials with 14C 28N steel, which is a great stainless steel, very corrosion resistant, very, very tough, and it's going to be easy to maintain that edge. We have a drop point blade, which is very versatile, and then it's got a nice washed look to it. We also have micarta handles, which is very nice stuff, and we have some very good quality micarta at that. We have a recessed, lower mounted deep carry pocket clip, and it is going to be reversible, and they include a filler tab to keep the aesthetic nice and clean. Without that filler tab, the handle just looks incomplete. It looks like something is missing, but in this case, vosteed nailed it. They got that filler tab in there. The action on this thing, we have a rear and front flipper for deployment, and because of the placement of these flipper tabs, typically you want to be even or a little bit above the pivot. In this case, we are nice and high above that pivot, which means you can get a ton of leverage on those flipper tabs, and you combine that with a very solid spring in this knife, and you got yourself some very satisfying, good action there. We do have dimpling on that button there, which means it's easy to feel out and it has some grip to it. You can also use the button to open this fella up if you'd like. I like this knife because I feel like it's something that I could recommend to anyone for a first knife, or just recommend to anyone that is looking for a knife. This is a good size to fit anyone, right? Especially newcomers. It's a very unthreatening profile and design. It's very simple. It's small. You pull something like this out, it's not a real threatening knife. So this would be great for those types of occasions. I think this would make a great knife too if you're trying to get a female into carrying a knife or something. I think this would make a good option in that case as well. And my normal viewers know I'm not huge into knives this size. I like knives a little bit larger, but I have come around on knives where I can get a smaller knife, I can still get a full grip on this thing. And it's impressive because it's not a large handle, but small, medium, large, and even XL sized hands will be able to fit on this thing. I wear an XL glove, and although I'm squeezed on there, I can still get a full grip on this thing, which is awesome. And there's plenty of edge there to, do day-to-day tasks, which is exactly what this is designed for. Just casual cutting, everyday things that you're going to run into. It's not your outdoor, folding bushcraft knife. It's just an everyday light duty cutter. Next up, we're taking a look at a newer flashlight coming in from Rovyvon. This is the A3 Generation 4, and we're looking at a 650 lumen top out for this little feller. I just pulled this out of the case. This also comes in a very nice packaging. You get a little plastic case with it. You get a couple other goodies. You get the pocket clip. You get ways to mount this to a key ring, and you get some extra goodies as far as like a rubber cap, some extras, right? This is going to be USB-C rechargeable. You have a place to put a lanyard, a key ring. If you want to put this on your keychain, I recommend, even if this is a dedicated keychain light, put that pocket clip on there and just keep it on there. In the off chance you do ever have to pull it off there and utilize it off your keys for whatever reason, you have a pocket clip there, so it's easy to keep control of the flashlight, right? But I love this little thing. I consider this a crossover flashlight, no question. Crossover from something you can put on your keychain all the way up to an EDC light, no question about it, with a lot of versatility. Very simple on its user interface. You can hold down and that'll give you direct to turbo. You double click and that'll be direct to turbo as well. And then in order to get off that, you just push it and that'll cycle you to your low moonlight mode, which is half a lumen. And then you got low, medium, and then your turbo right there. And then it's a triple click, watch your eyes. That'll give you your 650 lumen strobe. Very nice finishing on this Rovyvon. I think I last saw there was like 4,000 or 5,000 reviews on just this flashlight alone. That's a ton. That means they've probably sold 30,000 of these or something. If it's got that many reviews, think about how many people actually bought the light. And I think it said like 2,000 sold in the last 28 days or something. So, they're a very dependable, trustworthy company. They're under 20 bucks. So that's a great, if you're just getting started or looking to add on to your stuff, this would be a great little add-on for a keychain crossover EDC light. Next up, we have a multi-tool coming in from one of my favorite up-and-coming company. I'm just going to put it like that. Rocktol is my favorite up-and-coming multi-tool company. Okay, this multi-tool we're going to be taking a look at here is called the SK03, and full retail on this fella is going to be $25. That is insane for this full-size multi-tool with all this capability. It comes with this nice belt sheath here and a nice heavy-duty button. So you have that option to carry this if you're like, no, I'm not interested in that. I need a pocket clip. Well, fear not. It comes with a pocket clip. So you have several options on carrying this multi-tool. It's very affordable. You are looking at a nice set of spring-loaded pliers here. You don't have replaceable cutters there for wires, but at 25 bucks, you can't really scoff at that. You're going to be getting a solid build. This isn't going to be twisting and being a piece of garbage like some multi-tools on the market. You get a cheap multi-tool from a lot of companies, and you grab it by both handles and try to rake it back and forth. It'll go right with you. This is nice and strong, and that's exactly what is going to separate Rocktol from these other garbage companies that are out there. We are looking at a nice full-size set of pliers there. We can close this thing up because we can access all of the locking tools from the outside of the multi-tool, which is very, very convenient. Let's start on the left side here. We do have a partially serrated blade that runs into a straight edge. It is a nice drop point shape there. And like I said, all these tools are locking. You have this bar on both sides that's nicely jimped. You slide that down and then you can close your tool. It does lock. You'll see it click, and now it is locked in there very nicely. Let's keep that open and move to the next tool. We are looking at a bottle opener, can opener, mini flathead, and this is kind of chamfered off there, so you could maybe use that as like a little scraper there. But little mini slotted can opener, bottle opener, and then we do have an actual slotted there. Next up, you could use it to do a little bit of prying with, and then we'll close these other tools and get these scissors out, which is a great complement to your pliers and the rest of this multi-tool. To have a nice set of scissors in your multi-tool. Some people don't need a pair of pliers a whole lot, but people do, you know, occasionally or often need a nice pair of scissors. And in my experience, we'll check these here in a moment, but Rocktol does a great job on their scissors. This isn't a large size set of scissors for a multi-tool, but it's got a good spring in there, and if it's got a good edge, or you know, if the scissors are sharp, I'll be just fine with that size. So let's slide over. We have a 3D Phillips there, which is very, very nice. It's exactly what we want to see. We have a little all punch box cutter there. It is sharpened and pointy. So that is kind of a second blade there, if you will. We also have a roller that is at 1.5 inches. So you can measure this out, you know, basically 1.5 inches, or you could do 1-inch marks. It's also a cross-cut file, and it's also angled there, so you could use this as like a pry bar, or in some cases you might be able to use it as like a slotted driver there. And then you also have a lanyard key ring component there that you can lock out and put a lanyard on or whatever, right? You can lash to this multi-tool in one form or another. Very cool that you can access all the tools without opening this up. That's the downfall of some tools. So we just got a thin piece of telephone book paper here, just to not necessarily a fair test for some of this stuff, but definitely wants to bite in. It's decent. We'll get some paracord and see. We'll do some mini cuts here. And what we are looking for is it not to like fold the paper. We want it to cut the paper. So that is exactly, you know, thin paper like this. A lot of times crappy scissors will just kind of fold the paper over. So we are looking for that to cut that paper. What else? Were we going to check something else? Just those two, right? I don't know if we really need to check that thing. I mean, that'll definitely cut and poke, but I don't think we really need to check the edge on that. I don't have any paracord handy, but I do have this, it's USA made rope. So let's see. I forget what company it is. I'll link it down below, but it's really tough shit. Yeah. They'll cut. Yeah. Check that straight edge. Check that serrated edge. Oh, yeah. Yep. Not too shabby. 25 bucks, guys. I'll link this, and I'll link a few other multi-tools from them as well. We've featured a bunch of Rocktools on the channel, but I'll link this one, and I'll link a couple others, a couple other full-size ones, and I'll link some smaller ones in case you're new here and you're just looking for something a little bit smaller than a full size. Next up, we're talking about two items that I've been using on a weekly basis. The Dual lighter here for almost 3 years, and this Refyne bolt action pen for over a year. Both coming in brass. I will have them both linked down below. I have no affiliation with Refyne. I just really appreciate their products, and it's a very solid pen. Little bit more expensive than your $2 Bic pens, but this is something that'll last you for the rest of your life, that you could pass down to your kids. Incredible machining. The bolt action mechanism works extremely well. It's also a very fun mechanism. We have a nice pocket clip here, and it carries the pen pretty deeply. And they have a bunch of pens. You don't have to get brass, but this one is really cool. And it's not like getting crazy with patina, but I haven't touched this as far as cleaning it. And it's just aging very nicely. Just looks good. And this, on the other hand, is going on 3 years old. Dual. I'll have this link down below. This is my favorite budget trench lighter on the market. I've tried probably 6 to 8 different trench lighters that, are all varying in price from $10 to $30. And this is easily the best one. You can spend much more on a trench lighter. I featured some others on the channel that are much more expensive, but if you don't want to jump that high, you want something cool, you want something really well made, and it's not going to break the bank, this is going to do the job for you. It is built like a tank. You have this arm here. That is how you're going to light this puppy up. As far as how, you're going to use Zippo fuel, and you can take your slotted driver from your multi-tool, or you can use the knurling here. Unscrew this, fill this puppy up with some Zippo fuel, and you are going to be up and running. You have a little slot screw there, and that is where your Sparky will go. The cool feature about this light, your flint, the cool thing about this is you have an adjustable windbreak with this thing. It is fully activated now. You can slide this, and it's not going to do it easily. You have to move it. You can slide it so, wherever you want it. And you can go all the way down to the point where if you don't need the windbreak. So it gives a little bit different aesthetic look to this, when it's closed to when it's like half to when it's up. So it looks really cool. It functions. That windbreak actually works pretty well. And at $25, this is my favorite trench lighter. And it's probably, Zippos make $20 lighters, but I would venture to pick this up possibly before a Zippo if you're just looking for a really cool lighter. This thing is awesome. I can fully stand by this thing, and I have no affiliation with them either. But they have the brass one, and they have a full steel one, and they might even have another one as well. So if you don't like the brass, you can go with the steel. It's completely raw. That'll wrap this one up, guys. You'll have to let me know. What was your favorite item from today? I love hearing from you guys, no matter what it is. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video to more people. If you're new to the channel, I release daily knife and EDC content just like this. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and ring the bell. That'll notify you anytime I release new content. I'll put a couple of new videos up on your screen. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.